Thanks so much for tuning into the channel. It is time for a long overdue Carolina Fear Fest recap. I don't know about you, but anytime I go to a con, I seem to pick up some sort of cold or something. So Monday, when I got back from the convention and unpacked everything, I was on the couch for like 2 or 3 days straight. But feeling better now, and yeah, let's talk about Fear Fest. So this was my 5th year doing Fear Fest, and it's always a treat to see a lot of the same people year after year, and always end up meeting new people as well. My buddy Brian from Out of the Darkness Productions, I saw him and his son. I've seen him every year since I started doing Fear Fest, so what's up, Brian? And do me a favor, go subscribe to his channel. He does like movie reviews and stuff, and anybody that I mention in this video, I will drop their information down in the description. Shout out to the 1331 Horror Movie Podcast, good friends of mine. They stopped by on the last day. Always good to chat with Taylor and everybody from that podcast, so again, check them out. Good to see my friends Lindsay and Michael. Always great seeing them. Anytime I do something like this, I feel like I'm gonna forget somebody. So if you came up to the booth, bought a VHS tape, bought a t-shirt, or just talked about a movie or something, thank you so much. One of my favorite parts of this year was seeing some of the costumes. There was a really cool Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. I saw quite a bit of that this year, being that Bill Moseley was out there. This guy did a killer Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3 cosplay with a legit giant metal chainsaw. Obviously the chains were like filed down, but this was an actual heavy chainsaw that he let me take a picture with. So my favorite costume of the weekend was the basket case Belial costume. Absolutely killed it. Didn't get to talk to these people, but I wanted to just congratulate them on their amazing costume. That's so cool. If you guys are watching this, let me know if that was you, because good job. Loved it. And there was this one guy, he was doing a Michael Myers cosplay very well. I have never seen somebody so committed to the bit in my life. I mean, this dude, he would walk around a little bit, but for like 99% of the con, he was posted up in the exact same spot, didn't break character, didn't budge. He would take pictures with people. He took one with me, and I was standing beside him, and he was like looking at me. I could see his eyes through the mask. I was like, I think this dude's literally about to stab me right now. Like, it was kind of scary, I'm not gonna lie. So dude, if you were watching this, good job. It was one of the only times I've ever seen a cosplay done to the point where I was like, I think this guy's actually gonna kill somebody. But yeah, the mask looked great, screen accurate boots, jumpsuit, he had the figure for it, he had the presents down, so good job, man. Michael, you having a good time? All right. One of the coolest things that I was not expecting to see, an actual monkey. Obie the Monkey, OBIE, Wicked Wesley on Instagram, but Wesley and his wife were out there, and I got to know him, and through meeting him this past weekend, next week I will be driving out to his house to film a video. Apparently he has like tons of screen used props, because he saw 13 Ghosts on my table, and he was like, oh, speaking of 13 Ghosts, check this out. And he shows me a video. It was like a basement, and he was like, oh yeah, this is from the movie, that's from the movie. And turns out he has like just tons of screen used stuff at his house, and he lives like an hour away. So I was like, dude, we gotta make this happen. You own a ton of screen used horror stuff, you own an adorable monkey, like, we gotta be friends, dude. So I look forward to doing that next week. But yeah, thanks to Wesley and his wife and Obi for stopping by. One of my favorite booths of the weekend was Terror Vision and Severin. They were sharing a booth. John, he worked with Terror Vision, and Will was working with Severin. So I got to know those guys very well, and I actually did an interview with them, which should be out in a day or two. I did pick up some stuff from their booth. I had to walk away before I bought more stuff because there was just so much cool stuff. But from Terror Vision, I bought the 4K Deluxe edition of Dance or Die. So John actually recommended this to me. I've never heard of it, but he showed me the trailer that he edited. That's what he does at Terror Vision. So I was like, sold. And I mean, with this cover art and this packaging, had to get it. But I do plan on doing a proper unboxing review the movie at a later time. Dance or die. Dance. I also got from Terror Vision Revenge of the Radioactive Reporter. Now, I have heard of this movie, but never seen it. Never seen a physical copy. But again, 4K box set. I mean, it's just too cool. Had to get this. And speaking of 4Ks from Terror Vision, a few weeks ago, they were at the Oddities Market here in Raleigh, and they had a booth out there. So I did stop by, and I got Nail Gun Massacre and the Rumpelstiltskin 4K. So, got a lot of stuff to watch. And from Severin, Argento's Opera 4K deluxe box set. Yeah, had to get this.
Try to close your eyes. You'll tear them apart. So you'll just have to watch everything.
I got the out of print Argento classic Four Flies on Gray Velvet. Now this is out of print, hard to find. Now I didn't buy a whole lot this year. It seems like every weekend, anytime I do a con, like the weekend just flies by. Like you're busy running the booth and you'll walk around a little bit, but you don't really get to like kind of take your time and peruse everything that like you usually would if you weren't working the convention. But I did stop at Cat's Candles. I mean, look at this. This is actually the third time I've bought this candle. It smells so good. It smells like Halloween, of course. And I mean, just look at that. And last but not least, I did get this. So this is from Josie Winkler Pop Art. Now this is all hand cut paper art, like with X-Acto knives and stuff. And she does have a lot of horror themed ones, but this is just something not horror themed. Very cool. But this was only $60. Like the big ones like this are 60 and the smaller are 40, and that's about all I got for vendors. As far as autographs and celebrities and everything, let's see, at one point, John Abrahams from Meet the Parents, Scary Movie, he comes up to my booth and he's looking at tapes and stuff. He was like, "Oh, you got a bunch of VHS, huh?" I was like, "Yeah, but keep that on the lowdown." And he looked up at me and was like, "Down low." He gave me a fist bump.
Keep it on the lowdown.
Down low.
No doubt.
Coolest moment of my life. He was so chill, like just easy to talk to, and I wanted to meet him, but again, like doing cons, you just forget and the weekend flies by. So it was awesome that he came up to my booth and we got to chat for a little bit. That dude's been in so much good stuff: House of Wax, Meet the Parents, Scary Movie, Terrifier 3. Now the only celebrity that I had to meet was Nancy Kais. And yes, that is how you say her last name. Always thought it was Kais. Didn't get the chance to at H45 when I went a couple of years ago. And I would see her just walking around on the floor and I'm like, It's kind of blowing my mind right now. Annie is just walking around on the floor. So I finally worked up the nerve to go up to her booth, and she had a ton of different 8x10s laid out. But I went with this one to match my Nick Castle 8x10 that I got signed at H45, the black and white. And this is, you know what? I might just have to say it. This is my favorite scene from Halloween. Just the way Michael disappears and the camera work there. I love it. I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of flustered. I was like, at one point, I said, this is kind of blowing my mind talking to you right now. I'm gonna be honest. Halloween is like such a big part of my life, so just thank you for being here. Thanks for doing this. And she was very complimentary, very sweet. It kind of felt like just talking to my sweet grandmother. And she loved my shirt that I was wearing. I picked that up from Discount Cemetery. But yeah, she was just very sweet. It just felt like I was talking to like my grandmother or something. But yeah, I think that was the highlight of the con for me, just talking to her. So thank you to everyone that came up to the booth this past weekend and shared a conversation about a movie or bought something or dressed up in a cool costume. Thanks for making this a special weekend. Yeah, hopefully they change up some things. There's a lot of things that I've been hoping that they would do different after 5 years of doing this, but I don't know. I don't make the rules. I just try to show up, bring a positive attitude, and have a good time. But yes, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up here. Thumbs up the video if you got a second. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you next time.